If you've been composing for any length of time, chances are you've come across a few sample libraries that made your eyes pop out at the prices listed on the website. The great news is there are sample libraries catering to every single angle of the market, from free all the way to the most expensive. And today we're going to cover my 5 favorite free sample libraries that you can get, and these are within the Kontakt player. So within Native Instruments player, we're going to avoid custom-made players for the time being and just focus on the most widely used platform again, which is Kontakt, and hopefully you'll find a few gems in here that you'll really enjoy. So without further ado, let's kind of jump on in and see what the freebies have to offer. All right, so the first library we're going to go over here is the Solo Cello Legato from Pfeffer, and this was made by the company Performance Samples. So let's play through a little bit and then share our impressions. Here we go. So for me, the biggest draw to this freebie is the absolute passion that you hear in the samples. The legato is very good as well. It connects all the different notes. Of course, you do hear a little bit of the transitions, and naturally the attack of the notes are a little bit bumpy as well. But for a freebie, I think you can get away with this in a relatively exposed context and have a realistic sort of performance. So this one is really, really pretty. So you definitely can't go wrong with this one. It's a true gem, a real beauty. If you can't afford the full solo string set, this one will definitely fit your bill, I think. But it is legato only, so do keep that in mind. And that leads us to the second freebie from Musical Sampling. And this is also a legato only library. It's the solo trumpet based off of the Sasaki trumpet library. I think that they basically released this while the technology was in development. So when they were coming up with the ideas for the Sasaki trumpet library, this is kind of what they came up with, and then they released this as a freebie. So let's have a listen to this solo trumpet here. Yeah, so one of the hallmarks of musical sampling libraries is just the buttery smooth playability, and especially the legato. It's very, very seamless, even for a freebie. This library really excels in that regard. So really enjoy this one. If you're looking for something with just a lead legato sort of line touch to it, then this library will certainly serve you well. So just go on musicalsampling.com and you can find the freebie trumpet. Okay, and then the third one we have here is a felt piano from Westwood Instruments, and it's the alt piano lite edition, and it's just the felt piano. So let me just play this a little bit and let's have a listen. Yeah, there's just a rawness to it. an authenticity to it, which is so beautiful. And to be completely honest, I probably myself wouldn't be using too much of this pad and textural stuff anyway. For my style of music, I really like the true nature of acoustic instruments. So I usually don't use sound design elements in libraries too much. I like the sound source itself. And this one really provides that warm, felty piano sound that is just beautiful. So yeah, this I can't quite believe this is a freebie either, but yeah, there we go. So this is the Westwood Alt Piano Lite Edition. And definitely give that one a look as well. Okay, this one I believe is actually discontinued, but it's one that I've used quite frequently on my productions, and that is the Cinesamples Room Tone. So just to quickly explain, Cinesamples recorded their main Cine Symphony lineup, like Cinebrass, Cinestring, Cinewind, Cineperk, all in the MGM scoring stage in Los Angeles. And so they actually sampled the room tone as well and gave it away as a freebie. And again, I don't know if it's still available anymore, but I just wanted to quickly play it for you and show you what it sounds like. Now, I also turned up the volume because it tends to be quite quiet, and it's meant to be added in at the ends to provide that real ambience, right? When you're working on orchestral mockups, sort of like gluing it all together. So this is what it sounds like. Right, so it's basically the one sample, and you hear a couple of little noises and there's some clicks and clacks, but generally you get that zzz sort of sound there, and it provides that nice little ambience that you can use as sort of a glue again for your mockups. So yeah, sometimes I'll use this if I want that touch of authenticity and my mix is a little bit too clean, like there's no noise floor whatsoever, then I might add this one in occasionally as well. Okay, then the fifth and final one I want to share with you here is the free orchestra series from Project Sam. And so this is a really cool little series that they put together, basically introducing new customers into their ecosystem. But they basically took a bunch of patches from their Symphobia series for the first volume of the free orchestra, put them together, and so I'll just play a couple of examples here for you. And now they actually have their free orchestra 2, and each month at the time of recording, they're still releasing a new instrument for that. So I'll go through that as well. But here is the free orchestra 1. Here is the short strings patch. So you only get one length of short, but it is pretty short in terms of the length. Enough that it's pretty general purpose for most applications where you would need some short notes, spiccato, staccato, whatever that could be. Yeah, a nice length of short in my opinion. Okay, then let's hear one more here, the Luminous Choir. Right, so this one is basically a choir swell that comes in and comes out. And so really beautiful, it tapers beautifully, very organic sounding, and the sound quality is just top notch, like OT level, stuff like that. So really enjoy these freebies every so often. Then we have the free orchestra 2, as I kind of mentioned, they're adding one instrument per month. And so I've loaded in a couple here, but so far we have the soltasso strings, bold legato brass, accenting winds, tutti crescendo, and concert harp. And then you can see there are more instruments coming on all the way until July of this year, 24. So let's have a quick listen to each of these. Here is the bold brass. All right, so yeah, just a beautiful sound overall. The legato definitely suits slower performances, I would say. So if you have a melodic line that's a little bit more drawn out, then I think this patch would suit it really well if you need sort of a horn section and trombone section playing in unison. All right, let's move on to the saltasto strings. And they also have this knob in the middle here, which adds some sound design, some special effects. So let's hear that as well. But we'll start with the knob all the way down, and then we'll add in some cloudiness, quote unquote, to hear what that sounds like. Here are the saltasto strings. Right, so a lot of reverb there, adding that atmospheric quality to it. Really beautiful. And then finally we have the harp. And then again, we'll start with the knob all the way down, and then we'll add in some winter magic and see what that does. Yeah, I find that when I turn up the winter magic there, I don't even need to use the sustain pedal at all. I'm not even sure if it does anything, the sustain pedal. Like maybe it holds the notes for a little bit longer, but yeah, it adds that reverb to it, that general atmospheric quality similar to the saltasto. So yeah, it just adds something really special. So yeah, it'll be really cool to see how this library, the Free Orchestra 2, continues to develop, what new instruments they add. But just overall, the fact that companies release freebies, give you a taste of what the full library is kind of like, I think that's always a good thing. It gets you in the door, gets you a sense of what the libraries are like under your fingers. You can try them out for yourself, no strings attached. And then if you want to expand into the fuller library, the entire collection, then you have the option to do so. And I think it's a really smart decision for both the consumer and the business in general. So out of these 5 libraries that we just listened to, which one would you say is your favorite? Let me know below, and also let me know if you have any of them currently, if you use any of them, and maybe if this video gave you sort of a refresher to what those libraries kind of sounded like. Let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want my full recommendation list of my favorite sample libraries, then feel free to grab my sample library buyer's guide down below. It's 100% free, and it'll give you basically an organized list of my favorite libraries of each section, like the strings, winds, brass, and percussion, plus the other sections as well, like pianos, jazz libraries, ethnic libraries, stuff like that. And it's all condensed into one guide. And I've also included the pricing in there so you know how much you would need to invest in that library. And yeah, you can treat it as a buyer's guide, right? So if you're on the market for something new, you're curious about my potential thoughts on it, it might be in there. So you can grab it, download it now, and then refer to it anytime you want. If you want to see me actually write a track using free sample libraries, then definitely check out this video right here. It was a super fun session. I basically took 3 free sample libraries and wrote a trailer style track. And I think it came out pretty nicely for freebies. So definitely check that out, and I'll see you there.